Well, today's mission is to not only clean this, it's not too bad, but I'm going to give it a good going over anyway, just to bring it up, because I know this one fades real quick. There's no coating on it or anything, it's been done before, so there's no protection on it. It's started to go, there's scratches all over the place. It's filthy dirty at the moment, but there's a ton of scratches down through here. But that's not the only problem with this, is I've got this bit as well, which has to go back onto here somewhere, somehow. He's got to go down in through there. Somewhere, some way, upside down, roundabout. I don't know. It's supposed to be fixed back here, so I'm going to give it a temporary glue up once I can actually work out which way around it's going. It's probably upside down actually, something stupid. Anyway, I will be welding this back onto that. It won't be as structurally strong as the original because it's a plastic weld, but it will be strong enough in order to make this lamp work again and be fitted. So that's part 2 of this. I might do part 2 first, see how I feel. Well, I decided to go for part 2 first. Right, so what have we got? This bit basically fits straight in there like that. And what I'm going to do first is give it a little bit of super glue in places, a few dots of super glue, just so that I can keep this in position whilst I do all my trickery and do-goodery on it. Alright, so it's just basically got to fit in there, dab of super glue, just hold it in place, and then I can weld around and carry on doing it. But there's a problem on the end here. If I can show you using one hand, right here is a busted clip. There's a bit snapped off of here. Oh man, there's a bit snapped off of here, and there's a bit snapped off of here. So this clip would have gone into this bit, as you see there. Am I right? Yeah, there, look. See this big clip section? That is exactly the same almost as what should be there, but it's all missing and it's all loosey-goosey. So I'm just going to tack that bit into where it should be, and then tack this piece to that piece, so that that doesn't move and stays as it should. Nothing else I can do with that. These 2 bits are completely missing, otherwise I'd fix them back, and trying to replicate that at the moment is just no point. Right, giving it a little tack all the way along. Where am I going? Yeah, up through there, and it's round there. Giving it a little tack with super glue, so that's held that in place. That looks like it's not quite held properly there, but it is. It's just the way the shadow is moving with the rim there, and it's going to line up in a minute anyway. I'll get it there. This one hasn't. I haven't tacked this end. There's a bit of a gap there. That's partly because there's tension in all this plastic here, so if I try to fit that one, this pops off. So I left that one clean, and I will get around to him once I have stitched this lot, and I will be using some of these, some staples, with this guy. I'm going to heat the plastic up, heat the staple up, move along it so that I can, let's see, where's can I best way? Yeah, for say like that line there, that one I'm just going to move along it to melt those 2 together, put a little bit of a valley in there, throw a staple across it so that it bridges the 2, melt the staple into the plastic, and then possibly, depending on what damage I do, run over the top of it with some more plastic just to fill up the gap and sand it down in a bit later. The same with like that edge and down here as well. I can slap a staple into each of those to join them up together properly, and then run a seam along to seal the seam up, and I'll probably do the same down here and there as well, and I'll turn it over and do the other side, so you'll have the two strengths from both sides coming through there and holding that all together. Then I'll concentrate on this end doing basically the same thing. I'll tack that together, and I might hold it together with my fingers, like one thumb there, fingers over here, and just plastic dot weld that so that it doesn't move. And then I can seal that up, staple down there, staple there, other side, and run along the seam. So I'll show you that in a minute. I'll show you what, basically this gets really hot and it'll melt the plastic, and anything metal that I touch with this will get hot and melt into the plastic. So that's where we're going with this. And here's an example of what I'm doing with the staples. Obviously down through here you've got the actual split itself goes up round the side there, but it's going through there, and then I've just tacked the staple over this side onto the plastic, and I'm going to go all the way around it so that it embeds deep inside the plastic there, and then I'll run down that seam to join that seam up afterwards, and I'll be doing the same there as well. Put a staple across there. I'll use my shadow of my finger. Yeah, put a staple across there as well, and then run a seam down it. And this down here, I'm going to have to look at this a bit closer because I'm not sure how or where the seam goes. I might just have to join the seam up along here, unless I can bend a staple around these corners. And there it is, almost completely buried inside the plastic. Now, I've got a couple of deep bits, right, like there, and down here. Now I can sand this down a little bit later and then just fill them in with some other plastic. But that's about it for that one, and then I'm going to just run some seal down there. But this is how we're doing it. We're literally stitching it together, so it won't pull apart now. It will with faults, but you know, once it's all done. But that's the idea, is bury these staples inside that. You can use all sorts of different little things depending on the size and depth of plastics you've got. You can use screws, anything threaded, you know, all sorts of things. This top corner one, I've bent the staple to match the corner and then spread this leg over that way, so you can just see them there. Look, you've got one leg down there and you've got the top of the staple coming across there, and the other leg goes down that way. But he's got a bend right there, and this one is splayed outwards a little bit so that it sits inside that, and it was easy to slap that down into there. Now this one down here, I've bent the staple one leg in so that I can get at least two good points where I cross that, where's my finger, where I cross that split. So I've got the top of the triangle form there, and then I've got the straight line going across there, which will hold them together, give that a bit more strength across there. Otherwise that's better than just having that one top crossbar going across. So here I've got like two extra bits. I could put another staple this side, but it ain't gonna matter. Well, it will. I'll put the one on the other side, that's the thing as well. I'm doing that there. But you can see, you can shape your staples or whatever material you've got in order to get into these little places, and you get my drift. Going for gold with a double X quadruple hoop triangular split platform on the horizontal axis. Yeah, I've bent a staple and it's going to squish into there. Alright, look at that, all done along that side. It's pretty. I'll give that a good tug. I'm not doing it too hard so that I deliberately try to break this, but that is, you can see me just flexing that there. That's pretty damn strong all the way through there. Now that's not going to snap off on its own, but I haven't done that end yet, as you can see there. Look, you can see the movement I'm putting in it, and there's nothing down this end, so that is well and truly stitched. But the other side will reinforce that again. But that just goes to show you, this has taken me what, about 20 minutes, half an hour, just to run something hot through here and stick some staples in it. That's it. So pretty easy. I will try and clean this up in a bit as well, so it doesn't look so bad. But meanwhile, I'm going to tackle the other side. There we go. other side's all stitched up. That's all done. That's all done. I've tried to give some of this a clean. Can't be bothered with that. Can't get the stuff in there. Giving this a quick rub down. All done along there. All done down in there, across there. To the other side, you've already seen. A little clean up. All done down through there, and it's solid as a rock. It ain't going anywhere. That's not breaking off in any time soon. So yeah, job done. Now all I've got to do is the fingers. Just clean and polish this. Pretty grubby, scratches everywhere. See how this comes out. I don't know if there's some of those scratches, actually, especially across the top here. See these? They look like stress fractures in the plastic itself, possibly from impacts. Those I will not be able to get out because they're embedded deep inside the plastic. That's what some of those look like. There's some swells up here. Blotchy, blotchy, blotchy. Scratches. Yeah, there's some are scratches, some are swells, some's blotchy, and some look like stress marks. Anyway, stage one, hit it with a P500 disc on a drill, any form of sander, P500 disc, dry. Just go over the complete lot. Just go down and down and down and down and down, and then go up that way, up, down, up, down, up, down. Go that way. Cross hatch it. Okay. Gets rid of all the straight line scratches. That gets rid of all those, and then you'll go over it with the P800. The same process. Yep. So that's stage one. That's the 500. So as you can probably see, I've gone that way first, but then I've gone this way, up and down. So that's why you can see these up and down streaks. Alright, so we'll see how well I've got a lot of those scratches out. I can see like one there. It's a tiny one right there. See if I can get him out a bit more. Yeah, so once I take this back with some 800, that will give me more of a view of any possible scratches that are left behind. This is dirt. This is some dirt in behind the lens. I'm going to have to get the airline and blow this out. But that's what these black spots are. They're dirt from the inside. A couple of bits stuck down the bottom here. So I'll try and get them out in a bit after I've done this. But yeah, so once I've cleaned this up with the 800, that will give me more of a guide exactly how far I've got to go with any other scratches. Get rid of that one and carry on from there. That's the 800. Still got some like flakes of plastic on here, look, a bit there, just little flakes, so it looks like scratches but they're not. Pardon me, that one is still there. You can just see him. Let's see if I can catch him. There he is. Yeah, definitely he's still in there. I'm not going to chase him, he's too small. Flecks of plastic. So now I'm going to hit it with some really fine wire wool on a horizontal line only, so I get all these swirls out. Okay, so I've still got loads of swirls from all the P800 that's gone on, but the fine wire wool, take that over it all, and that will clear out those lines and reveal any other scratches that we still cannot see. Right, that's the fine wire wool. Looking alright so far. There's nothing really major except for that cheeky little one there, but he's tiny, I'm not going to worry. Everything else looks pretty hunky-dory apart from the dirt that's inside. So now I'm going to hit it with a really nice magical disc. This is what they call a Trizact 3000. Look at the glimmer on it, look. This is not a normal, ordinary sort of sanding disc. Each and every one of these, if I can catch it, each and every single one of those glimmering points is a tiny little pyramid, basically. It's not grit, as you'd normally see on a bit of sandpaper or something. It's literally like a forest of pyramids. So yeah, now the difference with this is that I will spray liquid, whether it's be a water or some other sort of lube, onto this headlamp, and I will be wetting this down as well, and then I will go over it, same process again, and polish that up, clean it up rather. Polishing comes after this. So next step, that is the result of the P3000 Trizact sanding discs. Lovely, isn't it, eh? Nah, not finished yet. I've got to polish it now. But no, those discs are very, very efficient. Very, very good. Really pleased with them. They do them in different grades as well. 1,000, 5,000. So you can actually produce some exquisitely fine work with them. But yeah, that's a... Oh, look. That is so smooth. You can hear the surface, but so smooth. Unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, so now I've got to polish it. For polishing, I'm using one of these. So I'll be putting a bit of compound and a bit of polish on here, splatting it all over, so it's all nicely covered all over the lens, and then I'll be going like that all round and up and down and probably back again until all the compound and polish has rubbed away, and that'll be like the first polish, and then I'll go on again with a second polish, which will just be like the pure polish, no compound. See you in a minute. And there we have it after a polish. One polish and compound rub, and then a pure polish rub. Now what I'm going to do, you can still see there's like a smear. That's the polish still on there. I'll give it another rub down, good clean, and then I'm going to hit it with the ceramic coating. But yeah, that's ideal. That'll pass any MOT. And there we go with the ceramic coat. That's on. You see the difference in the illumination now? It's not so blue and streaky. It's a lot more wee. But also you can still see a lot of swirl marks in the plastic. I mean, from a distance and from a headlight MOT point of view, it's not going to matter. But when you get up close, you can still see quite a few swirl marks, which is really interesting. But hey ho, otherwise, once I get the airline out and blow out all these bits of rubbish down here as much as I can, that is it. One headlamp repaired, plastic welded, all round there to join that piece back on, and fully cleaned back and restored with a ceramic coating. Ready for someone's car.